We're going to do something different here. We're going to respond to some comments that people have made on our YouTube channel. So let's just dive right in.
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Okay. So let's see here. A comment on the Citra Double IPA. Stresses good sanitary practices and then siphons beer with his mouth. WTF. That's a Jason Gillingham.
Jason. That's a great comment.
That's a valid comment.
I literally was waiting before we even published the video. I was like, this is going to be an issue. Auto siphon broke and I had a hose and I needed to go home. So that's sometimes you just got to make it work. We do have a new auto siphon. We splurged, bought a real nice one. So yeah, that's a valid valid comment. But luckily the beer turned out, as good as it was going to come out.
You did dip your hand in Star San, and then you
I cut my hand.
Cut the hose.
So I had the hose here.
Put your mouth right on.
Yeah, so I cupped it and I sucked it on my hand. Probably still not ideal, but
yeah. Let's see here. DME does not cost pennies. This is a response to our how to make a yeast starter video. I think in that you were saying it's cheaper to make a yeast starter
than to buy yeast.
And then to buy another package of yeast.
Right.
We did the math on this. It costs $1.50 to make a yeast starter with DME. Like the amount of DME you would need costs $1.50.
Right.
An extra package of yeast. I'm not sure what it costs at the homebrew shop, but it costs
it's not cheap.
$8 or $9 to $15 on Amazon.
Yeah, homebrew shop you're gonna pay between $6 and $8 probably.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit cheaper to make a yeast starter.
And you can make a huge yeast starter too.
Especially if you're using liquid yeast.
And if you buy DME in bulk, I'm sure you could get that down. But whatever, everything else costs money too. So
right. Sam Groom says, do yourself a favor. Don't use this guy again. He looks high, drunk, and is monotone.
And this is the Goza.
Yeah, I'll comment on the Goza video in reference to Tommy, our chef friend that's been helping us out with the videos. We literally hired him because
he's a great chef.
He's a great chef.
Great palate.
He's an even better drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what to
we
say
sell
about
brewing and distilling equipment. We don't necessarily drug test.
We don't drug test. Yes.
So
I've been really happy with the.
And just getting into brewing his recipe development has been really, really good. Yeah. And it brings a whole new side of brewing I've never played with over the years. So it's really neat.
All right, here, Lemmings Run. Kudos, interesting effing recipe. Good Belly. Oh, this is the Melon Goza. Good Belly lacto source is trick, but how effective was it? You didn't check the pH following the 24-hour lacto ferment. So we actually did check the pH. We just edited it out of the video. We try to keep these videos to 10 minutes. And somebody else actually asked how much of this do we use? We use about 1/3 of the container. It's 1 quart, and it says there's 20 billion probiotics. So we've done several kettle sour beers, and this is the one thing that has not.
It works well.
Produced off flavors.
Yeah.
It gives you a real nice clean sour. You don't get any Brettanomyces, kind of weird burnt rubber.
Yeah.
Off flavor type stuff. Yep. You don't get horsey barnyardy stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
Yeah, this stuff is legit.
And then we get a lot of really nice comments.
Yeah, this guy.
Not nice, but a heads up comment.
Right. Game Probe says 15-minute boil after mash is missing from the recipe on the website. Thank you, Game Probe, for pointing this out.
Yeah.
We often make mistakes in little things in the videos, in the in the titling of the videos, and on our website. It's a lot of stuff to keep track of. And our video editor guy, he's not a brewer.
No.
He really doesn't brew beer. In fact, he's not even 21. He can't even drink.
He's a college, pretty much
He's a college kid.
and then doing a paid
So
internship.
yeah, exactly. So well, if you guys notice mistakes in these, in the titling in the videos or on the site, please let us know.
Yeah.
We'll correct it if we can.
Aaron
Shreve commented on Citra Double IPA, highly unprofessional. I won't even go into it.
Yeah, and that is just one of those comments I don't really understand. Well, is it the video? Dude. Is it my production in the video?
Aaron, man.
Aaron, you can't win them all.
Emmett literally did not sleep 2 days.
I don't see any customer orders from Aaron. And I'm not real worried about it because, I make sure all of our customers are happy. So
okay, yeah. So Aaron's.
So don't get into it, Aaron.
Yeah, we've confirmed that Aaron's not a customer, so we can officially say, Aaron, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, not real worried about it.
Colm White, God, I wish I could do this. How long would you have to study in order to get to that level of knowledge and know-how? This is on the white pepper lime goza beer.
I mean,
just watch the video, man, and do what we do. It's really not that hard.
And there's a bunch of good books and tons of magazines and resources. But yeah, if you basically follow, like that's something that goes and one, just follow what Tommy does through it. Yeah. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, this is why we make the videos, just so you can literally just do what we do in the video and make the beer that we make.
It'll be very, very similar.
Yeah. Okay, Nils. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, it's
pronounce that.
Got umlauts.
Or try it. Okay, so how do you make a lager with an ale yeast? That's complete bullshit. That's on the Goza beer. So we think this was probably a reference to a comment that Tommy made, which is that we use this Dusseldorf yeast by White Labs. On the back of the package, it says you could make 3 different kinds of beer.
Yeah, I think it was like an ale, an alt, or a lager.
Yeah,
or something.
An ale, an alt, or a lager.
Let's pull up.
We can just hit play right here.
And now we're going to add our yeast. We're using this Dusseldorf wheat yeast from White Labs. It says it can be used to make an ale, a wheat Belgian, or a lager.
Yeah, so White Labs actually says on the package, it is an ale yeast, but they say you can ferment it at lager temps.
Right.
You could use it for lager beers, which I guess that is a non sequitur. It does not make sense
but
to
you
use
can,
an ale yeast for a lager yet. Anyway, he was just reading what was on the package.
Right, and I mean, I don't know. There's no reason to get so upset about it.
Yeah, I know, man. The Mills, man, calm down, bro.
It's not that big of a deal.
Mills,
but I get what you're saying.
Dial it back. Dial it back a little bit.
A little aggressive.
All right, let's see here. White Labs is such a pain to get out of the packet. This is by Max J. I've watched Emmett fudge this up a few times.
Yeah.
But this isn't even on him because this happens to me every time I use their yeasts also. All right, man, I take back what I said about you.
Yeah, I struggle with it.
Cutting abilities. That would be fantastic if they had an easy to tear mechanism. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it would be nice. I thought I was the only one. I either cut it too high and I don't get into the actual plastic packet, or I cut it too low and I'm too deep. I would really like the packaging on the Giga yeast to have like an easy tear.
Oh, right.
So you don't have to worry about it. But I don't know. One day I'll figure it out. But that made me feel better. Was that Ken?
That was Max J.
Well, Max,
man.
Thanks for making me feel better about life.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Well, maybe we'll do this last one. I love you guys, but you never talk about the pH in your mash, which without the correct pH, you'll never achieve good efficiency in your conversion. Alexander Leon. True, we don't always check the pH, 1, and so it's a valid point.
Yeah.
2,
we often do and don't film it.
Check it sometimes, and we don't film it. We do adjust water chemistry to account for pH. So we hit correct pH. And the problem with water chemistry is that it's everybody's starting water is different. So we can't just like get into water chem details and say, oh, here, add these things.
Right, because it'll be different.
Unless we're all starting with RO water.
We did lower it quite a bit on the CBD beer, on certain lagers and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know, but we do take that into account. We try and keep the videos like somewhat easygoing.
Yeah.
It's tough to like jam in a bunch of technical stuff.
Right. They're already like kind of borderline too technical for a lot of people because we're trying to tailor them for beginners.
Yeah, and that might, that could be helpful for us as well. Like, what all would you like to see in the brew videos? Like, would you like to see a specific video on pH? I mean, stuff like that. I don't know how interesting that would be to watch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And like the water chemistry stuff, I'm not an expert. I'm learning quite a bit. But we sell brewing equipment. We like to brew, but we're not professional brewers by any stretch of the imagination. So when you see us screw up, stuff happens.
Let's do one more actually.
Yeah.
David Clubs, no starter, just dry yeast. Are you crazy? So we do have a lot of people comment on us not using yeast starters. We had another guy.
Oh, sure.
Trying to say we use too much yeast. Some people say we use too little yeast. We literally evaluate the yeast for every single recipe based on what is written on the package. So depending on your starting gravity and what style of beer you're going to make, and which determines the temperature that you ferment at, you need different varying amounts of yeast, and every yeast manufacturer has different like cell counts in their particular yeast, and dry varies from liquid. So for every single recipe, we look at our beer style and our fermentation temp, we look at our gravity, we read the package, and then we do what it says on the package.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are probably commenting on that because if you go to like yeast calculators online, it's going to have completely different numbers of cells versus what the manufacturer says.
Right. Rand Al4. I know Dennis Reynolds is pretty. I like the ginger with the badass foam beer.
Well, thank you, sir.
Killer video, dudes. Thanks, guys. I keep getting these Reynolds Rennis comments. No one's yet to mention Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, I know.
People definitely...
I got the Ryan Dunn comment, which I used
to
get all the time in the late 90s, early 2000s.
People have definitely said some weird stuff about Rachel's feet. Please don't do that.
Please stop.
All right, well, this video is getting kind of long.
We'll probably do this every once in a while.
Yeah.
For the most part, comments are awesome. There's some weird ones in there. But overall, it's great to get feedback, and definitely appreciate you guys watching the videos.
Yeah, thanks.